Hey everyone, I just wanted to take a moment to thank Avinity Media for helping make the Alpha Club a reality. Check out more of their work with featured artist Mizzy Mans and his latest single Loner, streaming now on every major platform. So if I hit that, all right, we'll just fucking run it. I mean,
worst case scenario, we do it again.
You're out of breath. I'm kind of out of breath.
I am a little out of breath.
I think we moved a little too quickly.
We did. I think today's been long and short at the same time.
Oh yeah. Well, I worked all day.
Okay.
All right.
So I worked, kind of. If anybody in my office is listening to this, I did about 25 minutes of work, and then you see that's the beauty though of working.
Well, listen, to be honest, by the time that they would probably hear this, you're probably not going to be there.
Well, that's true, but the thing about working hybrid is being in the office 2 days. When I'm in the office, I'm focused. When I'm in my own house, like I was about to go to work, and I went from the bathroom past my closet, and I'm like, that's unacceptable. I got to fix this. So I cleaned my entire room, and then I was like, gotta wiggle my mouse again, make sure they know I'm still at work.
Can they see your screen? Is that the thing?
Oh yeah, it's a government computer. I don't know if they can see my screen.
You know what? I forgot about that. But they can probably track your activity on it.
Oh, 100%. And now that we're using Microsoft Teams to distribute the work, like so everyone has even load, like it shows activity there. I mean, I'm one for punctuality, but my supervisor texted me one of the days where I was working from home at 8 o'clock on the dot. And he was like, hey, where are you? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, you didn't send your check-in morning email. I'm like, it is 8 o'clock. I will turn my computer on at 8 o'clock and then wait for Nipper to load and then go into the VPN and then wait for my email to load and then I'll send you an email. So expect like 8:30. And he's like, no, 8 o'clock? And I woke up at 8 o'clock and turned my computer on.
Yeah, no, I was up at 5. I mean, I've got to drive an hour to work, so... Well, okay, so I say 5, but I really got up at like 5:30. The other day, I made record timing going to work. I woke up the time that I was 45 minutes, okay? I had 45 minutes to get to work.
Yeah.
And I immediately text my boss, and I'm like, yeah, listen, man, I'm going to be like probably 15, 20 minutes late. Like, I have an hour drive.
Yeah.
I ended up rolling in there at like 7 o'clock, and I was like, the fuck did I make it here? I didn't even think I was going that fast, but it was also dark as shit. You can't really tell.
Well, that's the thing. They're texting me at 8 in the morning saying, why haven't you checked in yet? Like, I roll into the office at like 8 o'clock, show up. I roll in at like 7:50. I don't really do anything. I set up my desk because I don't leave anything at work. And people rolling in until like 8:30, even my boss. So like, then my boss will leave every day at like 2 o'clock. He's like, all right, I'm going to therapy. And I'm like, fuck, I would too if I worked this job for 25 years.
Right. Well, he's a career.
I don't know if he's a career.
Wasn't it contract work? How does that?
Well, so
unless he bounces around.
So my company's been, I don't know how long we've been on this current contract, but he worked a very similar but different contract. And I think a lot of these people, because like I was thinking about it, and I know people who are like start this job when they're 30. And then there might be a level 2. I'll just call it that. They might be a level 2 for 4 years, or they'll be a level 2 for like 15 years. Like the upwards.
So it's very much like the military then.
Yes.
You have the ability to stay at the same rank for your entire career.
But I think I don't even know my own GS rating, but I don't think I have a GS rating.
It's probably 9.
Probably.
It's probably a 9.
But I think you can be a level 2 and your GS could go up.
Well, because I found this out. I'm not really familiar with government work, but there's like different stages of each like GS level. So like there's, or at least there is for the teens ones. So because I know GS 12, there's like 6 levels to it. There might actually even be more.
Well, because you got to think about the pay jump from GS 12 to GS 13. They don't want to give people that extra money right.
I mean, that's a large. GS 13 is like what, 200K, or is it more than that?
It's a lot.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. It's like equivalent to like a 2-star.
Yeah,
you don't carry any of the responsibility or rank behind that.
Well, depending on what you do, I guess.
If you're wearing street clothes, I will call you by your first name.
Right, I get that, but as far as responsibility goes, I feel like
Oh yeah, it's your scope and who you could be under.
right. I mean, what if it's for like a contractor that makes equipment?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What if the equipment doesn't work
Then
and it hurts people? I mean, then you got a lot of weight there, but that is what it is. Your job sounds very exciting, though.
it's so exciting. But I mean, back to my original point, like I'll do 5. Like the way my job's broken down right now, like we need to do like we're cleaning a bunch of files up, and I'll do like 5. I did 5 today. I said okay, I did 3 today, and I said I did 5.
But can't they see it?
No, because
okay.
there's
Well, I guess they probably not
around
that.
20,000 folders, and each folder has subfolders and more
Right.
information. So they're just gonna take my word for it, and I'm a trustworthy guy.
They're
But here's the
they're
thing:
probably not going to go fucking
Here's the
look at it. Let's be honest.
Thursday at work, I did 25. So like, I'll be productive in the office. I'll double my output at the office just because I'm not distracted. I sit in my office with the lights off and just go to town.
Mm-hmm.
And like, we have people like taking like 2-hour lunches. No one says anything. No one cares.
I guess. I mean, when your boss really is never in, that's one thing.
Yeah, and I'll take 8 minutes to eat my lunch and then just go right back to it because what else am I going to do?
You know what always made me mad? Is at least on the civilian side, you have managers and bosses and all that stuff. They like set a expectation for you to be there at a certain time.
Yeah.
But where the fuck are they?
That's a great question.
They're not there.
I don't know.
They're not there at that time. They
It's,
told me to be 15 minutes early to my work, which I am anyways. Like, that's what I do. Motherfucker comes in an hour after we start. Like, what the fuck? Like, seriously.
well,
I get it, but you're supposed to be a leader in a sense.
Well, and here's the thing, though. Being in the military, and
I mean,
then
it definitely changes my outlook on things.
well,
But
being in the military and like we always talk about creating buy-in. I was always 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes early, whatever they told me to do. But like now that I'm, it's similar. The way you get paid is similar, but like they don't expect me to work when I'm not working. So I'm only going to work from the hours of 8 to 5.
yeah, that's true.
Like,
Okay.
And since I'm in a, entry level position, no one's texting me after the clock and being like, they might text me and be like, hey, for future reference, or we need you to do this in 2 weeks or whatever. But no one's going to be like, hey, we need you to undo everything you did today and redo it. Like, I know you're not working right now, but like, get it done by tomorrow. No one's going to do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to a degree.
To a degree, at least where I'm at right now.
I mean, my job definitely isn't because it's on the service side.
well, you
of-
only work on the clock.
Right,
Like, you
right.
can only work on the clock.
Well, in theory, yeah. I mean, I've definitely done stuff outside of work that my boss was like, "Hey, just clock in for like an hour,
Yeah.
and
Well,
clock out."
because
Because like
he told you to clock in, though.
right, I guess that's true. But he just wants to record it because it's not like I just get paid.
Yeah.
It's not like I get paid by day, I get paid by hour. But
What's driving me up the wall is since I'm a contractor, I work for a company that were hired by a specific branch of a government organization. So there's leaders everywhere. There's, my supervisor, my RM, my manager on my company side. But then there's managers on the government side who are, we're all affiliated. But I have equivalent to, like, let's say GS11s emailing me. And it's not just me. It's a mass email. But emailing me to remind me to get my timesheet squared away. Because, even though I get salary, they want to track when we're in the office. And I'm like, I don't need someone who's worked at the company for 25 years to tell me to clock my hours. I would like to get paid. And they have automated messages, and then you get an email from someone saying, make sure to square away your timesheet. And then you get an email from another guy, the actual pay guy, and he's like, last day on the timesheet, make sure you submit it. And I'm like, that's what I would call a implied task.
yeah,
Like,
I mean, listen, let's be honest. You want to get on the topic of common sense. Common sense is not common in the slightest, and
yes.
and it comes in many different forms, and that's one of them, really. I mean, you'd be surprised that not a lot of people have the same mindset as us, where they have to really be told what to do. Well, not necessarily what to do, but they have to be told to do something,
Yeah.
like whatever it is. Wipe your ass. They won't do it. You know what I mean?
You know, it's actually funny you say that because I had a soldier
oh god,
who I'm not going to say any names, but we basically did have to tell him to wipe his ass every time he shit
I'm
because
not surprised there.
someone came up to me. They went straight to me as the platoon leader, and they were like, "Hey, sir, your boy fucking reeks." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And they're like, I'm not trying to be funny. Like, he smells like shit.
Well, hygiene is a fucking,
Hygiene is a common. It's like you would think it'd be like, I want to be clean, and there's times where you can't shower. You could always make an attempt to brush your teeth, but this dude we were out there for 14 days, in and out of the field, and he did not shower.
It's a priority of work, right?
It is. Hygiene is a priority of work, but this dude just decided to, and it's crazy enough because that guy now he's a kid now.
Okay,
Who's going to teach that kid to wipe its ass?
Well, yeah, but you know what it is. That guy probably never got punched in the face.
He looks like he.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, because that's like a
That is
fuck
like,
moment.
There is the golden rule: do unto others as you would want done to you. I would punch people in the face if it meant they would straighten up.
Right, but you can definitely tell. Like,
you can always tell who's been punched in the face.
Right. I mean, it's not only that; it's more of the. Well, yes, it is that, but it's like
there's no metaphorical. This is like straight up.
Yeah.
Punched in the face.
Oh yeah, no, 100% like punch in the face. I'm not talking like oh life's got me down.
Yeah.
Like that's not the punch in the face. I'm saying like physically punch in the face because then you get a little bit more.
It's a huge wake up call.
You get a sense of urgency. I would say maybe urgency is not the best word, but you know what I'm saying.
It's like because the last time I remember getting punched in the face, it was. I mean, there was a threat. I felt threatened. Well, I didn't feel a lot of things. I felt dazed and confused, firstly.
Good movie.
And because it's funny because it was the reason I got punched in the face was over a misunderstanding. And then
always is.
I was apologized to afterwards. And I was like, I mean, not to get into it, but this guy hit me so hard. And I'm like, I've been punched in the face a lot. I used to box, whatever. And he hit me so hard that I folded like a napkin, and then my head hit a pool table, and then I hit the ground. They said I fell like rocks, I gotta take that away from you if you're gonna keep hitting those buttons.
Well, I mean,
it's funny.
It was definitely warranted.
It was warranted. And then he threw me onto the sidewalk. But like afterwards, everyone's like, "How do you feel?" And I was like, "Are you good?" And I was like, "Yo, like, secondly, no one stepped in."
Right.
Which was another problem because, right. I mean, to be fair, this guy was built like Gregor Clegane for any of the Game of Thrones people out there.
Fucking
Sir
nerd.
Gregor Clegane.
Is it Sir? I don't
Yeah.
know. It's been a while.
He's a knight.
Oh, I guess yeah. I forget that's the title of a knight.
And he, for lack of better term, rocked my shit. But it was
Yeah,
a moment of
I fucking
self-reflection. It was like...
Well, it definitely, that first fucking, like, 20 to 30 seconds after you get punched, you're still sitting there and your mind is like, hey, did we just get fucking punched?
Did we just get our shit pushed in?
Yeah, but it's like, you know what I mean? You get hit and then you're like, this motherfucker just punched me?
And especially if it happens so fast to where you don't even have a moment to think for yourself.
Right,
You were just at the will of this assailant, pretty much.
Yeah.
And...
That's assault, you know?
It is assault, and as a former bouncer, I can tell you he was a bouncer.
Oh, of course. Always.
As I can tell you, bouncers have zero legal protection. So, hypothetically, I could have sued him, but like...
Well, did you see the video of Devontae Adams pushing that reporter?
I did.
He got charged.
I'm sure he did.
Well, but the thing is like, if I was that reporter or that camera dude, I probably would have filed like a civil suit or something. Well, this man got it's criminal charges, so he's not really going to get any money out of it.
Well, and
he's going to get a fine. It's going to go to the state.
The first thing you said was, "Did you see that video?" So it was a public event. So
well, I get that, but you can still file for that shit.
No, but yeah, it is funny because bouncers have zero legal protection. And at the last club, it was a club that I worked at, people thought I was like hired muscle, which I guess I was, but they were like, hey.
You?
Yes. Surprisingly, they gave me an extra large shirt. I'm 5'8" for anybody who doesn't know.
No offense.
I was swimming in it.
But you probably wouldn't be the first one to intimidate me as a bouncer.
No, 100% not.
And that's no disrespect.
No, I mean,
you've seen bouncers. Bouncers are,
like I said. I mean, the guy
usually
we all know
guys.
the guy who works downtown with the beard, he worked at big time.
that really narrows it down.
Like he worked at big times. He's always wearing gym shorts and a sweatshirt.
Yep.
No matter what the temperature.
Yeah.
He I'm afraid of that dude, and I'm friends with him. We're not friends, but like we're civil, and I'm afraid of him just because of the way he looks. But like you come up to me, like this kid, I guess he used to work.
I'm gonna put this kid in my locker.
Well, yeah, and he was like, "Hey," I was like, "What?" He was like, "Come upstairs with me to the VIP section. There's some trouble." And I was like, "Okay." Well, my job is to deal with trouble, and you know the old club that I used to work at. Like it's not the best scene.
No free ads here. No
free ads. And so I come up and like he's like, "Yo, you ready?" And he's like my height too, so I was like, "Ready for what?" Like I'm a bouncer.
Give me a little
Where's the
there.
trouble? I just saw a bunch of people enjoying their VIP section, and he just he grabs this dude by the collar and just starts wailing on him.
Yeah.
And I don't know who anybody is. I just work there. And
yeah.
As I know, not having any legal protection, I'm not going to punch anyone. I don't know who was who. I don't know who was fighting who. So I just grabbed some kid, put him in a full Nelson, and then I eventually ended up throwing them all out. And he's like, "Bro, why weren't you getting in there throwing digs?" And I was like, "Who are you? Get out of my club."
Yeah.
And for $10 an hour, I'm not getting punched in the face.
I've been physically thrown out of that same club that you used to work out. I
did not throw him out, for anyone wondering.
Well, they had a railing on the outside. It's still there, actually.
Yes. Did you go over the top?
Oh, yeah. They threw me so
on the
hard.
The side door.
Yeah, they threw me so hard against that railing that I literally just flipped over the railing.
That's impressive.
Right. And then I got up and I immediately tried. I was underage at the time. So I immediately tried to go into the bar right next door.
Yes.
And it got denied, obviously, because you cannot get in there with a fake. No. Even if it was the best fake in the world, you're not getting in there. So, it was pretty fun. I've been thrown out of quite a few clubs down here, actually.
Me too.
No bars, though. No bars.
I've been thrown out of...
Just the clubs.
Just the clubs. Yeah, the bars I've never been...
Well, the bars never really have bouncers. They've got one or two bouncers.
And it's usually just the door guy.
Right.
Anyway.
That's what I mean. And then the rest of them, besides the bartenders, are just glorified bar backs.
Well, yes. So actually...
You know what I mean?
I saw more action as a bar back than I did as a bouncer. You know the bar that I worked at.
Yes. Do I?
Yes. Starts with an S.
Oh yeah.
And we actually chased a guy out of there with a pool stick. Me
Forgot
and my
about
boss.
that one actually.
Yeah, because in the summer, not a lot of people around. My boss and I.
Right. Oh wow, that's tragic.
We were. I was a bar back, but I was bar back, bouncer, bartender, bus boy, whatever. Because not a huge crowd.
Right.
This dude just decided to snap a pool stick, and I grabbed one half of the broken stick. My boss grabbed the other, and we chased this dude up the stairs onto the street. And then, if you don't know the bar, by the time you get up the stairs into the street, you're in front of the actual bouncer.
Right.
And he sees this dude running, and I saw that kid fly that day.
Yeah, you see some shit. I'm not gonna lie, you definitely see some shit.
Well, speaking of seeing some shit, I am out of breath.
Yeah. Well, you've been talking a decent bit. I've just been kind of commenting on your stories.
Yeah.
Well, it was my fault. I started talking about work.
We did start talking about work. That was not a good start. But speaking of the culture around here, I'm thinking life after college, 2 23-year-olds living in an apartment, a nicer apartment in their college town. How have you... did you think you'd be here after graduation?
Fuck no. Not
Absolutely
even close.
Not. And you're from the state, too.
Not even a long shot did I imagine being here. I once had goals. No, I'm kidding. I am going to get the fuck out eventually. But one thing's this, and that. You know how it goes. But yeah, no. It's kind of toxic. But at the same time, at the very least, old friends will visit more frequently. They're more inclined to visit because there's just more people around that are also friends with them. So I get to see some people more, which is kind of nice. Yeah. It's kind of like a slow transition out of out of being in school,
Yes.
which isn't bad. Isn't bad. The only problem that sucks is just the job market.
It's absolutely terrible around here. And the only reason I stayed after was because I found a job in town.
Right.
And luckily, it's not like a towny job. It's like an actual big boy
It's
job.
like a job.
I think the best thing about living in your college town is that we don't go out a lot. You know, we're probably gonna go out after this, but like,
yeah,
I think
eventually.
people who stay in their college town after they graduate and they're not going to grad school or anything, and they're still trying to live. Like if you want to,
Well, just get a job. Honestly, I
Yeah.
don't care what you do. There's two things in life: you either work or you go to school.
yes.
You know what I mean?
And I hate to be so black and white about it, but it is.
But
true.
I mean, that's what it is.
When
You
you're
can't-
23,
you
people
can't
expect
not
you to
fucking
do
work.
that.
But it's not even like that. You can't not work. And when I say work, work is subjective. It's more making money. I don't care how you make your money, okay? But as long as you have a steady, keyword steady, income, you do whatever the fuck you want.
yes.
But if you don't have a steady income, then you are, by definition, in my unexpert opinion, a bum. I mean, there's
Yeah.
no other way to put it. You're just
Yeah, and I mean, I know
waste of
I think
space.
we both know people like that who just kind of float.
yeah. But we even knew people like that when we were in school. Because you
Well,
get those people that drop out and they just kind of stick
I
around.
ran into somebody. I don't know if you know him. I ran into somebody. Yesterday, I didn't say anything to him. I was going to, but I decided not to. Who was in the program with us and dropped and just still hanging around. And I don't know what he does.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, and if you make that choice, that's good for you. But typically, in my experience, people who live like that and try and it's weird to think without being jaded because we are 23 and we have the
Yeah.
option to go out and do whatever we want, and we make
I mean,
steady
you're
income.
young. I 100% understand. I'm one of the biggest like supporters of enjoying your youth because you're not always gonna have this time.
No.
Life changes. You get girlfriend. You get married. You have kids. You have a family. You have all this stuff that restricts your time of doing stuff. Enjoy your time when you're young. But guess what it does? Guess what it takes to enjoy yourself?
money.
Money.
Yeah.
If you don't have money, then you can't do that stuff.
And I'm no
realistic.
I'm no finance expert, but you did say something the other day or other week that it didn't resonate with me, but I like took it. I was like, he's right. And I'm not saying go waste your money, but like if you want to go out and enjoy yourself, like you're gonna make that money back.
Yeah. Well, listen, that's another thing. Is like
if you're poor, if you're like 100% dead broke, don't go spend your money at a bar.
right. But I would rather. I'm not really a materialistic person.
No.
Okay. Well, to be honest, I mean, there are some things where I'm like, damn, like, yeah, I want to buy that, and I probably will.
Yeah.
But the majority of my thought process goes to, I want to spend my money on experiences,
Yes.
and
But you do travel a lot.
I do. I try to travel as much as I can.
I mean, why
if
not?
the time and money permits, you might as well. And the thing is like what people don't understand is like there's so many easy ways to travel.
Yes.
And when I mean easy, I mean like almost a steal. Like you're robbing these people.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? Like the cost to you just got to know when to do it. People are impatient by nature. It's just I don't want to say by nature. I think it's
I'm
society.
very guilty of that.
Well, I think it's just society. I mean, we're used to instant everything.
Yeah.
So like, patience is leaving society, which kind of sucks. But at the end of the day, if you waited, like a couple weeks, couple months, maybe even a couple years, whatever it may be, that price of that plane ticket or the price of that hotel is going to be lower at some point than what it is when you look at it. So there's easy way, there's cheap ways to do it, and I get it. People work, but what's a weekend? I mean, you could do a weekend. Yeah, it might be a little exhausting, but guess what? You could go take a flight somewhere, stay there that night, and then leave the next day. Do anywhere.
The best part
Just
of
go fucking
traveling
look at
is
it.
the actual traveling itself.
Right. I mean, it's an experience.
TSA pre-check. Use it if you got it.
Right. Well, it depends on the airport. I mean, you can.
And the airline.
Yeah. Well, there's sometimes I've seen the regular line of security shorter than pre-check sometimes, which is crazy.
Well, so to caveat your point about the pace of everything right now, it brings up an interesting point because you and I both spent a little time down south, about 6 months, and
Down south.
and it really like the pace was. I mean, I'm not to make the joke, but it's like molasses.
Yeah.
And coming from the Northeast, that was a wake up call for me. But I did have an experience today where I was like kind of tired with the automation or yesterday when we were trying to get the game, and I was trying to log into the TV provider, and it was taking our Wi-Fi and saying like, "Hey, you don't have that service." I was like, "Okay, well, I'm logging in with a different thing," and it was like, "Okay, here's your plan." I'm like, "No, bring me back to so I can watch it."
Okay. Well, you know what's funny is that your situation did not click with me yesterday until just now.
Yeah, it was
I
auto
just
logging.
put 2 and 2 together,
Yes.
and I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
But carry on.
No, it was trying to auto log me, and I think automation is great. Like being able to like look at my phone and it like logs my password. It's awesome. But like sometimes it tries to step on my toes, and it really drives me up the wall.
Yeah. I think it means well.
It means well.
I don't know if that's a good way to put it. It doesn't really have feelings.
No, it's not. This isn't iRobot.
Oh, that'd be fucking
Another
dope.
great movie.
That would be dope though. In a
what
way.
aspect? I haven't watched that movie in a while. You got to.
Well, in a way, I mean, it's just like you're a fucking robot, man.
It's a phone.
Right, but I'm talking about fucking iRobot, man.
Yeah, it is a robot. Hence the name iRobot.
Well, I get that.
Okay.
It is in the name.
Not Will Smith.
Spoilers.
Yes.
Spoilers. There's a fucking robot in the movie.
Yes, and Will Smith.
Yeah. Will Smith before he got slapped.
Yeah, but so the pace, so
RIP.
it's crazy because if you're from the Northeast, like anywhere above the Mason-Dixon line, debatable. A lot of people argue with me on where that actually is, but
well, I don't think it was ever actually decided.
no, it's
If we're gonna be honest on that one.
honest. But like you go to like if I wake up at 9 and I run down to the deli, get myself a breakfast sandwich, a coffee, hit up Walmart.
That's a very like northeastern thing of you to do.
Yes, as one would. Make sure I get the bev. But like I can wake up, get breakfast, do my grocery shopping, get some other stuff, run to the laundromat, get my stuff dry cleaned, and I'll be done by 10. Wake up at 9, done by 10. I tried to do the same thing when I was in Georgia. Wake up at 9, get breakfast, go to the grocery store, go to the dry cleaner, go work out. It's like 7 o'clock at night.
Yeah, I did notice that actually. I don't know why. I mean, everything's really spaced out down there. Did you notice that?
Everything is very far apart.
I felt like just like a mundane drive to anywhere.
Well, even in this state, as our one buddy says, everything's 30 minutes from itself.
Well, fuck. I mean, one side of this city to the other is fucking 30 minutes.
2 miles, it'll take you 30 minutes.
Right. It's ridiculous. But it is what it is, I guess. I mean, it could be worse. It could fucking 30 minutes. It could be 1/15 of a mile. Go to like a New York City or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I refuse to drive in New York City. I've done it once.
I've never done it.
And I regret it.
Walk everywhere.
Well, we went.
There's no point in driving in
Well,
that
it was
city.
COVID, but the cabs were still running.
Wait, the subway was still running, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, but so I drove into the city because we were like, oh, COVID.
Oh, yeah. Like,
so we drove from...
So it's just 100% cabs?
100, but literally, once you got out of the car, it looked like a ghost town. I mean, I was standing in Times Square. Like, I'm not a photographer, but that was the time to take a picture.
Right.
Of Times Square. There was nobody in it.
I had a picture like that. Where was I? Oh, I was in Universal. Okay.
Yeah.
Last year, Halloween. We got into the park. There's so for Halloween, they close the park for 2 hours, set up the Halloween stuff, and then open back up, let everyone in. Well, the tickets we had got us into the Halloween part an hour early, an hour before it started. So we go in there.
Yeah.
Dead. Absolutely dead. In a place where you're typically it's fucking nut to butt through through all the crowds and all that. So we got a picture dead in the middle where it's just completely dead. And it's kind of like an eerie thing in a sense where it's just where the fuck is everybody? Ah. Was that good?
Yeah, I had to spit my Zen out.
Yeah, yeah. No, but
Well, I mean, COVID. Like sometimes, like COVID was crazy. Like,
yeah.
if you think about it, like I
That's a
wasn't
myth.
afraid to leave my house, but like we had just moved. My parents back home had just moved.
I was more afraid of getting robbed during that time frame than I was
Honestly.
of like actually like catching COVID. Well, I mean, I never was afraid of catching COVID. I had it like I've had it like 5 times at this point.
I have been COVID free since 1999. I don't know how.
Really? You never got it?
Never got it.
Not even when you were in Georgia?
Nope. It was crazy because
I
was
fucking
like,
got it. I had it multiple times.
I knew people of the women type who had it, didn't know about it, and I hung out with them and then be like,
Go on.
oh, by the way, I have COVID. How do you feel? It's like getting that text, you know, like you get your results back from the
that one text.
that one text, and it's like,
Can't say I've been there, to
it's
be
like,
honest.
Well, I got something, and do you have it? Did you give it to me? Who gave it? You know what I'm talking about,
Right. No, I know exactly what you're talking about. And I can't say I've ever been there before because I haven't. That's one thing I pride myself on.
Yeah.
But no, I understand that.
For
completely.
clarification, I've never had an STD either.
Okay. Well, now we're out in the open with it. Yes, we're talking about STDs.
Yes. But it was like, hey, but it wasn't about chlamydia. It was
clap.
about COVID.
Nah, that's the wrong fucking button, Steven.
The moment's gone. There it is.
There it is, the clap.
The
Get it?
clap, as our one buddy calls it, the Cadillac of STDs. And speaking of that buddy and STDs, so the only reason I know about that text is because our one buddy decided to play a sick practical joke.
Oh, yeah. We love jokes.
Do you know about this?
I don't think I do, actually.
It was sophomore year, so kind of before you and I were friends.
Yeah.
My buddy and I had
Fucking watch.
without knowing, gotten with the same girl.
Mm-hmm.
And then my other buddy, the third party, we'll call him Jim. Jim Bob decided to tell me and the other friend that the girl who he was friends with had tested positive for some form of STD. So him and I panic. So this is how we found out that we had both hung out with her. And him and I were freaking out. He was like, do I have it? Do you have it? Is it contagious? Should we touch each other? Like, what's going on?
I'll show you yours if you show me mine.
Pretty
no,
much.
I said that the wrong way.
No, but pretty much.
I said that the wrong way.
And so we go, and so we're like, we got to go to student health. I'd never been before. And so we get in there, and I walk up. I go like an hour before him, and I walk up. I'm like, oh my God, I gotta go up and be like, hey, I gotta get checked. Like, is this the place for that? And I find this old, innocent, sweet, elderly woman receptionist, and I was like, hey, ma'am, I need to get checked for an STD. And she's like, oh, sweetie, it's fine. Just come write your name down.
It's there for that reason. Like
they
know why
plug
the
your
fuck
name
you're
into
there.
this, plug that in, plug that. And she turns the screen around and she goes, oh, my computer is broken. It won't work. You just go to the next receptionist. And I was like, fuck.
Well, they know why you're there.
But I understand,
there's
and they're medical professionals. But so,
no. That clinic is there for checking STDs.
well, yes, but
So when you walk up to the counter,
I
you don't
was
even have to say a word.
nervous. I was 19.
You don't even have to say a word. They're gonna be like, okay, right this way.
Yeah, well, so
You know
then
what I mean? They know why the fuck you're there.
She
So there's
tells
no
me-
point in hiding it. at
she
that
tells
point.
me to go to the next receptionist, and I look to my left, and it is this like 22-year-old, fresh out of like nursing school, like girl, and I was like,
Yeah.
crap. And I looked at her, and I was like, hey, and the look she gave me pierced me. She was like, I know why you're here.
Right.
And
well,
I was
of course
like,
she fucking
But
knows why
she
you're
said
there.
it with such disappointment. And then so, long story short, I get in there, I sitting on the bench or whatever in the exam room.
The bench at the STD clinic. I
Yes.
probably wouldn't fucking sit on it if I was you.
And there was parchment paper down. But this female doctor walks in, and I was like, whatever, I've gotten a physical before. I'm assuming they're going to look. And
I mean, I don't know. I've never gone. So,
so she walks in, and she's like, hi, my name's Dr. Whatever. I'm here to check, run your tests. And I was like, okay, excellent.
do your thing.
But behind her come these two, what are the scribes?
Scribes. No, they're fucking students.
Well, they're students, but they were scribing.
They're just shadowing.
So they were
They're
shadowing.
taking
So
notes.
one of them had a
They're just fucking taking it. They're not a scribe. Scribe.
So one of them had a computer and one of them had a notebook. And I was like,
Well, yeah, they're taking notes.
I guess it's a party. Well, I don't know what they were taking notes
But-
on because
but normally they ask you though.
because
They ask you like,
they
"Hey, do you
didn't.
mind if these
they
students
didn't.
come in?"
So the moment it was fine, I'm like, all right, they're gonna take some notes.
Drop
and she
your
goes,
drawers.
drop them.
Yep,
She says,
yep,
drop
yep.
your pants, and I drop my pants, and I hear click from this kid's pen, and I lost it. I was like, oh my god, was he drawing a picture? Is this the courtroom
Oh my
sketch?
God.
And so long story short, didn't have it. Got my results back, and I walk in. Me and my buddy walk in. We're like, hey Jim, we're both STD free. And he goes, I had to wait a week for the results. And he's like, we're both STD
Well, I thought they
free.
were quicker than that.
No.
Well,
He was
after
like-
a week, some of them probably already gone.
Well, he was like,
Right? I don't know how it
I
works.
don't know. But he was like, oh, yeah, that's because I made the whole thing up.
Yeah.
And I
Nice.
was
Good
like-
joke.
I was like,
We're all laughing.
dude, my heart was in my
I
stomach for a
fucking bet.
week.
Yeah. No.
But then again, I didn't realize it wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Like, you get it, you take a pill.
Yeah,
it
right.
goes
Well, I
away.
mean, I'm no medical professional. I'm just here to give my.
Why'd you think they'd be quick? Remember when they did the COVID exams? And you'd find out like 17 days later if you were
Right, you're
COVID-free.
already
And you're
past
like,
your fucking protocol.
Whatever.
And that well, in the beginning, they were like they tried because that happened to me. My test results didn't come back for like almost a week and a half, and I came back positive. Now I've been quarantined the whole time, but they were like, "All right, your 2 weeks start now." And I was like, "What the fuck you mean? I've been sick I'm over it already. I'm healthy now."
I got tested 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm fucking healthy right now. Like, I'm not waiting 2 fucking weeks.
No.
After that, I was like, let me finish out my 4 fucking days I have left out of my 2 weeks, and we'll move forward. You know,
Just whatever. But now the university
I'm just here to talk about
healthcare-
things that I'm very unqualified to talk about.
Oh, that's
And I will give my subpar opinion. Well, not
pretty
really
much.
opinion, my subpar expertise, quote
Okay,
unquote,
yeah.
on these topics. I know a little bit.
a little,
I know a little
bit
bit.
about everything. I think
Is it-
everybody.
what's that saying? It's something all master of
Jack
none.
of all trades, master of none.
Is that what it is? Is that the saying? Wow.
Yes. Well, you know why?
I thought the
you know
saying was gonna
why-
be cooler than
Do
that.
you know why everybody knows a little bit about everything?
Because Google.
Yes, exactly. So here's the thing.
Well, okay. Well, before you even go on that, you ever like just wake up and like you have like a knot in your neck or something? You don't know it's a knot,
Yeah.
but you got like a little pain.
Every day, my body's
and
broken.
right, but you go on, you're just curious, and you know it's a bad idea, but you go on Google, and
Straight to WebMD.
WebMD pops up, and then it tells you it's like, oh, pain in the neck, you have 4 days to live.
Yeah.
It's like, oh fuck, and then you're starting there thinking like, there's no way I have 4 days to live,
Well,
right?
I mean, I've never taken it that seriously.
Right, but like you for a second, for a split second,
split
you're like,
second,
you're like, huh?
What if it's?
What if I
right?
did have 4 days to live?
Yeah.
Nah, fuck it. We'll just live them out.
Well, and
We'll check back in 4 days.
I love Google.
And then it's like, then it gives you a range. It's like anywhere between 4 days and 7 months. It's like, give me, what the fuck time frame is that? Give me something specific. Jesus.
Just random, like, oh, today might be the day.
Yeah.
Well, see, I love.
I guess
Google.
it could be even anything, really.
I love Google because when I'm terrible about this, but every time I watch a movie, I got Google in my left hand, like who's
You
that actress?
searching everything.
What were you in? What's this? What's that?
I do feel that because I do get curious when I'm watching a movie.
I get curious. Oh, where did I see them? But here's the thing: if I walked up to you in a bar, or
Yeah.
we were sitting in a bar, and someone said like, and we overheard like, well, when was J-Lo born? You'd be like, good question. And then like 6 months later, someone says to you, oh, J-Lo was born on the 3rd of March, 1992, and you're like, I know now.
That's definitely not right.
It's definitely not right. But you're like, oh my God, I know the answer.
Okay, well, there's those instances, but also,
But you'd have
There's
to
the
you'd have to
instance-
search for it.
Right,
You just can't pull out your phone
right.
and be like, oh,
so
now I know.
you have that instance, but you have the instance where same scenario. 6 months down the road, someone tries to say, "Oh, the birthday is this," and you're like, "Fuck, I remember talking about this 6 months ago, but I don't remember the answer." And then you gotta fucking look at it again.
Yeah.
That happens to me all the time. That happens to me, just in general conversations. I'll be talking about something, and I'll be sitting there like, "What the fuck is that one thing or that one person or that one song that I literally just had in my head? Like, what the fuck is it?"
And sometimes the weirdest things jog your memory.
Right.
You'll be sitting there and like, you'll like trip, And
I
you'll
was
be
about
like,
to say I'll fucking stub my toe and be
stub
like,
my toe. It's
shit,
like, oh my God.
E equals MC squared.
The Pythagorean theorem. I don't do math. We know that. But I do remember that.
I do math. I do like math.
I cannot do math. I actually learned long division in 2018, and I've already forgotten it.
That's pretty late. That's pretty late to learn long division.
And I still
I'm
I
gonna be
can't
honest.
I can't do well. Okay, so
It's just long.
I had been
You just
taught-
divide it
I
in
had
long
been
ways.
Taught.
That's it.
Well, so was there a short division?
Your fucking head, maybe.
I'm not gonna lie. So
That might be the short division.
did you do common? Were you Common Core? Were you a
Fuck
Common Core
no.
kid? So you know what lattice is, though, right? Like lattice multiplication.
No.
When you make, I mean, if we had a whiteboard, I would do it. But with the boxes, you draw like a square. If
Like
you're doing,
Sudoku?
kind of. If you're doing like a 2x2, like 44 times 88, you draw like a square, and then you divide
Oh,
it
I know
into
what that.
4,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then-
I just didn't. I thought that was just fucking like.
It's witchcraft.
Wait,
don't know
I thought
how
that
it
was for
works.
adding.
No, it's for multiplication.
No,
I can
don't remember
add.
that. Listen, I can do math pretty well in my head. Ask me a question.
64 times 50.
4,072.
I gotta look this up. 60. What did I say? 64 times 50.
Yeah, yeah.
3,200.
Is it really?
64 times 50. Yeah, 3,200.
Oh, I was damn fucking close.
I mean, I would have guessed something bigger than that.
Wait, was I close? Did I say 4,000 or did I say 40,000?
I think you said 40.
Oh, never mind.
No. You said 4. You said.
Did
4.
I say 4? Okay.
But I've explained to.
I guess we can look at the instant replay.
Yeah, I
Well, not
have-
right now, but
Well, I've actually like. Some people will be like, "Oh, my kid's learning this." Like, I don't have a lot of friends with kids, but like, I know a lot of people with kids. I do have friends with kids.
I mean, I have a really good friend that has a kid.
Yes.
I mean, but he's like not even a year old. So I can.
Is it not the other?
No, you know him. You met him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You know him. He's the only friend I I guess I have other friends, but he's the only like close friend I have that's a kid. And again, all the friends that I have that have kids, they're not even old enough to talk. So like,
Well, were you there when we tried to tailgate the birth of
yeah,
one
what
friend?
happened to that? That was a good idea.
We were on break, I think. No, it was
No.
October.
No, we weren't on break. Was it October?
Oh, she was early.
that was
She
it.
was like a week early.
Wait, didn't we have some fucking event in the morning?
I think so. We were gonna pregame.
Oh no,
our
because it was
buddies.
supposed to be. It was
Yeah.
supposed to be on the weekend, and it ended up being, like a fucking Tuesday night or some
Yeah,
shit
like
like that.
our
Yeah.
buddy's wife was giving birth, and we were gonna tailgate in the parking lot.
God damn it! I did the wrong one again. I gotta fuck. There it is.
Congratulations to our friend. She will be 2. This
Wow.
October.
Are we that old?
Yeah, she was born when we were 21. Our friend is older for clarification, but
But it wouldn't matter anyways.
yeah, I mean, the kid would be 2.
Yeah,
That's
but
weird.
but that's weird, right?
That is very weird. That
She probably talks now, right?
Oh no! Last time I saw her, she was teething on a bottle of Michelob Ultra.
That's healthy.
To be like full
That's healthy.
transparency, but she's gonna be fine.
It's empty. It's an empty
It
bottle.
was empty. It was an empty bottle.
Yeah, she drank it all.
The label was removed, so no paper going in there.
Yeah, but everyone knows the fuck a beer bottle looks
she's
like.
chewing glass.
It's not like that's probably a root beer. Actually, to be honest, a beer probably would have been better than a root beer.
Well, she wasn't like teething at the neck of it,
Right.
like not the rim, where there's leftovers. Very cool. You love that. It's the colorful lights.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I really want to click every button and like screw up all the knobs and dials, but I shouldn't. Don't click the scary button.
Yeah.
It comes as a shock every time you do it to me.
Well,
It is
it's pretty loud in our headsets.
Yeah. It is Halloween. Not yet.
It is.
Next
It is.
2-3 weeks. Do you have?
Speaking of which, do I have plans?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to New York City.
And what are you doing?
New York. Sorry, I can't sing. What am I doing up there?
It's
I'm visiting a friend.
okay.
He is. He's gonna be up there. Well, he's up there now, but he said to come up that weekend. Which it'll be fun. I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know shit about. I haven't been to New York after I turned 21, so I've got no idea what the life is like in New York being an adult.
It's about the same, except you can buy alcohol, which is very expensive.
I'm not surprised there. I mean, everything there is expensive. Isn't fucking a pack of cigs like $20?
Yes.
How do people afford that? They don't.
They don't. Yeah, there's
the
your
answer.
Explanation. I don't know. Like, do you think there is a price? Like, let's say, like a can of Zins. What would you not pay? Like, is there a price to get you to stop?
Probably not. That sounds bad. Let me preface this.
I'm saying, like, I'm not saying that you're going to spend $2,000 on a can of Zin, but, like, I understand what you mean.
Like a realistic price point?
Yes.
There probably is not one.
Yeah, honestly.
Like, realistically, what the price could potentially be, because there are places where it's super fucking expensive.
Yes.
I still would probably buy it. Like, if it was, I was in Canada a couple years ago, and
did you find mango jewel pods?
no, actually, I wasn't on the old vape then. But actually, I think it was around the time when I found Zyn, to be honest. But
well, Zyn's what got me to stop.
Right. But so they had dip. Okay, but
chew.
Right, yeah, but they only had one fucking flavor. I can't remember what it was.
Skullberry.
No, it wasn't even Skull. It was Copenhagen, but it was one fucking like weird flavor that nobody. What was the one that with the fucking cardboard bottom?
Oh, Cope Straight. Cope Original.
Original, yeah. That's the only one they had.
That's what our buddy chews.
Right, that's the
Tastes
only
like
one.
Dirt.
The only one they had, and it cost $20. Shit you not, it was $20 for a tin. And I saw that price, and I was like, you know what? If I was up there and a can of Zyn cost that much, I probably would buy it still. It's just, I'm being realistic to my own self. Yes, I probably could quit. Yes, I probably should quit. But do I want to? Fuck no. Well, who the fuck wants to quit? Right? Like who the fuck just wants to do? Like, yes, I will. I'll grow out of it.
But I want to.
Right, but I'll grow out of it.
Yeah, and well,
look at how many people do you know that were smokers in their 20s that aren't now?
That's off the top of my head. I have no idea.
Okay, well, I know a decent bit, so I only bring that up because I know that because I know a decent bit.
Actually, no, I know a couple. Yeah,
right. So, like, I really do think there is a degree of I don't want to say infancy. That sounds bad. But youthfulness, maybe
or when your youthfulness runs out, and you can't take a pack of cigs to the chest anymore.
Oh, you probably still could. Listen, man, smoking has never once messed with my lungs. Like, well, okay. When I say that, I mean my lung capacity. So cardio, all that stuff. I never felt a change with that. Yes, I have woken up and been like, can't breathe.
That's not good.
Well, it's after crushing a pack of cigs.
I do that, but I have asthma.
Yeah.
So,
but if I could smoke right before I went on a run, and I still would have the same run, like breathing wise, than if I didn't smoke. Like, and I don't know why that is, but it always has been like that. Maybe that'll run out eventually. But so that's what I mean when it hasn't really affected me. But
well, I mean, we'll find out in 20 years. But
I mean, fuck. In 20 years, we'll find out, and these vapes actually kill us.
Oh my god! Like the disposable era. When they got rid of Zins or Juul pods?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Right. I mean, they fucking canceled Juul pods. Juul never once.
Juul never did anything wrong.
They never marketed to kids, and they tried to claim that they were.
Here's my thing. The Juul, I love my Juul. And you know what? I 100% started vaping out of my own free will.
Yeah.
100%. I just was like, one day, I was like, I'm going to pick up an addiction. And I did. And
see, I was the complete opposite. I had a hardcore nicotine addiction before I started vaping. It got me off of I dipped like for a while, and it got me off of that. Vape did, or the Juul did.
Well, that's what it was marketed for,
right? But then I realized that I could do it whenever and however, and at any time, and then it became because I got bored. It became like a bored habit. Yes. It got ridiculous.
Well, like on the topic of addiction, I was thinking about this earlier because I think I said something to you earlier about how I had not drank caffeine. Mm-hmm. And you remember that one time we were out in the woods and I got a really bad caffeine withdrawal headache.
Right. Well, that's never happened. Caffeine has never happened.
Here's the thing.
I'm not a really big caffeine guy.
That's such a lie.
Well, I am now.
Well,
but I never was. I like you know those people where they try to make it a personality to
Yes.
fucking drink
Like
like 7
coffee.
cups of coffee a
Yeah,
day.
or like-
shut the fuck up.
Well, and here's the
fuck
thing.
are you trying to prove?
Like-
it's fucking coffee. Deal with it.
I'm-
like, oh, I haven't had my coffee yet. Shut the fuck up.
Well, I consume like 0 sugar just because like I don't want to, but like
I really don't either, to be honest.
you know, Zen pouch, you know, throw a pouch in, whatever. But like I could stop and it would positively affect me. But like if I stop drinking caffeine, here's the thing, like why would I quit drinking energy drinks and drinking coffee? Because I will tank as a person. My productivity will go to 0. I'll get headaches all the time. Like,
See, I'm the complete opposite. So, like,
because
yes,
why would I quit something that I need every day? You don't need caffeine, but like
here we go.
need
Here we
it.
go.
I
Here we go. You know what? You know what you sound like?
an addict.
But that's it. That is exactly textbook addict. You know what? I'm glad because the first step is admitting it.
Is admitting it. Well, here's the thing, Steven.
I'm in denial
if I
still,
gotta
so don't worry.
drive,
I'm
if I
still
gotta
in denial.
drive 4 hours at 3 in the morning to do something for work, I'm gonna drink an energy drink.
Yeah.
It's just like it's gonna happen.
Yeah, no, I get that. For clarification, I'm still in denial about addiction.
Clearly, your lungs are still great.
Yeah, well, okay. Anyways, caffeine wise, yes, it helps, but I could do it without it. And the only time I ever really want it is when I'm bored, because if you're bored and tired, that is the worst combination in the world.
Yes.
So and a lot of my day is pretty boring. I mean, there is downtime. There's times where you're just fucking staring at a computer screen, and you're like,
And then you
"Fuck my
you
life."
go home and you stare at a computer screen.
Right? Yeah.
Like,
Man,
dude, I honestly
these damn kids.
between work, my phone, and my laptop, I really do wonder what my screen time is at, and like how possibly bad. I heard a thing that blue light kills testosterone.
Pause.
Well, and apparently soy, which I love.
You want to take
soy
some
sauce.
testosterone supplements?
My mom said we could do trend if it's cool with your mom. So, you know, actually,
I gotta ask her.
in
ask her.
junior year of high school,
Will she write my permission slip? Well, actually, can your mom just like forge my mom's
yeah, my mom's pretty chill.
permission slip?
In junior year of high school, and like, look, like, you've seen me without a shirt on, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I got accused of doing HGH.
God damn it! I keep on going to the wrong one.
Just leave it alone. But no, in junior year of high school, I got accused of doing HGH.
Wow.
I don't know. Look at me. Like, I mean, like it was so. The reason for the allegations was I started doing track in the winter to get ready for lacrosse season.
Laxboro.
Laxboro.
I gotta sit up. I'm
Yeah,
sinking. in
you're
this.
sinking it. So we have a hand-me-down couch that rode a outdoor porch for a while, and it is in shambles. Nice leather though.
It is. I do like leather. I like the finer things. Like,
Yes.
you know.
But
But I'm not materialistic. But I do like the finer
Well,
things.
we got this couch for free, so it's not technically.
Well, I mean, you can be materialistic and not spend money.
I think it's called hoarding.
To a degree, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
No, but this kid accused me of doing.
I
HGH.
just reset passwords. I don't
He
know.
did.
I don't-
He accused me of doing HGH because there was a picture of me posted from a winter indoor track meet, and I had the track jumpsuit on, and I was looking pretty. I got big shoulders. I lift, but like I'm nothing.
Do you lift?
I do, but I'm nothing spectacular. And he was like, "This kid's definitely doing HGH," and I didn't know whether to feel like insulted. It was kind of. I took it as a compliment.
I was gonna say I'd
But
probably take it.
There
as a
was
compliment.
definitely malice because my coach came up to me.
Well, he's probably just being a dick. He's probably trying to get you caught up in something.
Yeah,
but I still would be
my-
like, "Thank you."
My coach came up to me and he
You
was
don't,
like,
but thank you.
"Are you doing HGH?" And I
Maybe
said,
he's trying to fuck.
And I was like, "Coach,
probably was.
like if I was doing HGH, I probably would not have came dead last in the sprint."
I really think that in high school, guys that would say shit like that, like bring up like another
Dude was mad 'cause he
Another-
was small.
well that, but I was gonna say like guys that would just bring up another guy's like physique or whatever.
Yeah.
I think they were probably curious.
I mean, sure, whatever.
You know what I mean? They're probably sitting there like, I I'm not sure if I like this, but
Yeah. I mean,
and then they try to like hide it, and it's like,
well,
come
I
on,
had,
man.
like I had a lot of friends who I was curious about, and then as soon as we hit college, they all came out. I had like 4 friends come out.
Really. So I think you should probably use a better terminology there because it sounded like you were in the closet in high school.
I was curious about my friends. Okay, no, I was suspicious about my friends.
Yes, there you go. There you go.
Nothing wrong.
No, there's nothing wrong with that, but
it was weird to me that they came out.
well, it's the
in
environment
college.
too. I mean, when we were in school, is definitely not like kids in school now.
No.
And it's only like a short, like 5-year difference.
Yes.
You know, when we were in school, it was like the talk of the town.
Yes.
If you came out while you were in high school, because I
Yes.
knew kids like that.
Well, you went to you were a pretty big high school. No.
Well, I mean, I'm one of the bigger cities in the state.
Yeah.
So it's big, but it's small enough where everyone knows your shit.
Okay. Yeah, everyone knows beef about each other.
Right. It doesn't matter what
your-
fucking school you went
What was
to.
your big high school beef? Not necessarily involving you, but just like what happened
Me?
in your high school?
Listen, I don't know. I was a nice guy. I was friends with everybody, and I never.
So that means
caused
you
beef
knew
with
everything.
anyone.
I'm not saying the beef with you. I'm saying the general big
I
beef.
don't know,
that
man,
came out of
because
your
I was
school.
never big into really giving a fuck about anybody else.
Yeah, real
I mean, not
edgy
in that
guy.
kind of sense. I wasn't like a oh my god, give me the fucking details.
Oh, I
of
love
this.
to know
want to
things.
hear that.
I
Like,
love to know.
Like it
things.
would go in one year, I'd be like, cool. Like someone would try to bring it up to me as like a status thing, like, oh man, did you know this? And I'm like, cool. Thank you for telling me, but I'm gonna do nothing with that information.
It's like, sorry, I'm studying for my ACTs.
I fucking guessed on my entire ACT.
I got a 1080 on the SAT.
I don't even know what the fuck that is. I never took ACT.
That's like horrible.
Is it? I thought it was out of 1400.
And I got 1080.
Is that fucking high?
You get like 800 for putting your name on it.
Oh, that fucking sucks.
Yeah, dude. But hey, I have a college degree now.
I did-
Useless one at that, but I have a full-time job.
Hey man, you picked a degree. You made that bed, and now it's time to
lay
sleep in it. Lay in it. Yeah, that's better. That's the actual terminology.
It's funny because a lot of people in my job have the same degree as me.
Really?
Yes, but I mean, it's not applicable whatsoever.
Right. So they just they were like, fuck, what do I do with my life? Let me go
work for the government.
work for the
I guess.
government. I feel like that's a lot of things. People don't realize how many jobs are government jobs. There's a shitload of government jobs.
Oh, there's government jobs for
If the
everything.
government really cared about unemployment and in poverty areas, they would just open a fucking government office or something.
That's
in that area.
that's so true.
Because the government, people don't realize this. If the government really cares, they have the literal power to create jobs out of nowhere.
Yes, out of thin air.
And they do it all the time. They just don't do it in the areas that need it.
No, I mean, if DC, the last thing DC needs is a bunch more liberal arts students going to try and work for them.
Well, the entire surrounding metropolitan area of DC is all liberal arts schools. There's not a single just like regular fucking school there, I don't think.
Liberty, Georgetown,
George Washington.
George Washington, not Georgetown.
No, Georgetown's there
Oh,
too,
it is?
but George Washington's another one, isn't it?
Yes, George Mason as well.
George Mason.
A lot of Georges.
I don't know, man. Too many Georges. The only George I care about is George Pickens. Let's go Steelers.
How about them Jets?
Yeah,
Oh, that was
yeah.
so for.
I did pick up Zach Wilson on my fantasy team though, but I'm only using him to trade.
Just who's going to pick him up? Philly. Philly's not going to Philly the person.
Philly,
not
the person.
team.
Yeah. No, he's not going to pick him up because he has Jalen Hurts,
Oh,
and he's
well, never mind.
balling the fuck out. No, I picked him up because there are other people. Like someone in my league has Matt Stafford as their only QB.
Is that Carmex?
Yes, it is. I'm about to put it on.
That's. I didn't know you swing like that.
Oh, bro, I swear.
Carmex is for
It's-
girls who hate their fathers.
No, it's for high class individuals. Actually,
Is it? I'm more of an
is.
Aquaphor guy myself.
really? That's like
You can put Aquaphor on anything.
yeah, but awkward. That's for like
It's the multi-tool of ointment.
yeah, but there's two things it should be used for, and these two things only: tattoo aftercare
Okay.
and babies.
I have tattoos and I am a bit of a child sometimes.
Yes, I know.
So
Yes, I know.
your point's failing to sink.
Well, I mean, you just made my point. So
How many girls do you know that that are like fucked up beyond belief and like every picture they have, they got that Carmex bottle in their hands?
Listen, man, I keep that motherfucking thing on me.
And then you ask them like, "Hey, can I use your chapstick?" And it's just covered in lip gloss.
Okay, well, first rule number 1 of these, which people don't know.
Don't share.
Well, no, it's fucking put it on your finger and rub it on. Don't put your fucking greasy ass lips all over my fucking CarMax.
I am
man.
a huge. My old roommate used to make fun of this for me. Make fun of me for this. I used to, when I put chapstick on, like I put some chapstick on with like intent. Like if it's the winter, like I got chapstick on my nose, in my nose, like the lips and the surrounding areas. Like I look like a greased up monkey.
I mean, I can agree with that. I mean, it is.
Don't make fun of me. You're
no.
chapped. You're gonna sit there and Max. You should just say, lick your lips and suffer like the rest of us.
What do you mean? That makes it worse.
That's what I'm saying.
That
I used to
worse.
lick my lips a lot as a kid.
It solves it for like a solid 10 seconds. But on top of that, we're at the age now where if you do that every 10 seconds, people think you're on fucking speed.
Yes, and
which, funny enough, I saw a fucking video of Hitler at the fucking
segue of a lifetime.
No, what was the Olympics that were in Germany?
The 1938 Berlin Olympics.
Was it 38?
Yes.
Where he's sitting there like tweaking off of something.
Yes.
He
was tweaking off of pride for his nation.
No,
I need to stop before I get canceled.
No. This man was tweaking on fucking drugs.
Steven, how are you going to run a nation, a war machine of pure unadulterated fascism and not be on something?
I mean, listen, I don't know, but what I'm saying is like
every great author drank
but this
absinthe.
is on fucking video, and this is before the war.
Yes, dude. He had plans. He just didn't wake up like in 1942 and was like, "I'm gonna."
I get that.
Do bad things.
No. I understand that. I understand that.
You know why
completely.
he was also probably tweaking.
But I'm saying that like it's on video, and I'm just surprised why we didn't just fucking sit after seeing that live and be like, maybe we shouldn't trust this guy.
Well, we didn't.
Well, we made him he was on the cover of Life. Okay.
He was. Here's the thing as well.
So,
you know why he was also probably tweaking?
Because he was about to invade Poland.
Well, you know who won like every event that year?
Us.
Not just us.
The one dude was. Oh no, it was a black dude.
He was African American.
Yeah.
And he wiped the floor with these Europeans.
Yeah.
And Hitler, being very ethnically charged, was not happy about it.
Yeah, I see that. Great fucking dude, though. I forgot about that.
Hitler?
No. I forget his name. What is his name?
I forget.
I'm about to look it up. Didn't they make a movie about him?
Yes, they did. Back with that Google again. Why don't you just wait till you find out on your own time? Read a book.
Because I want to talk about him. I want to give him the credit he deserves.
That's true. American hero.
He is a fucking American hero.
Him and Audie Murphy.
Jesse Owens.
It was Jesse Owens. I wanted
Jesse
to say
Owens.
Jesse something.
Yeah. James Cleveland Owens.
Jackie Robinson.
Jackie Robinson's a fucking goat.
Big Dodgers guy.
I mean, you can't. I mean, that's just one person, regardless of what team.
There's some people you can't hate.
Yeah, that Clemente is another one.
Babe Ruth until Aaron Judge hit in 92.
Yeah. Man, did you know that guy that caught that ball like put it up for like fucking $2 million already?
I was going for 6.
I think it's still going up. He's like bidding. He's auctioning it off.
Yeah.
You know how much the tickets cost in that section?
A lot, I'm sure.
Oh my god, it was like $4 fucking grand to get a ticket there.
I mean, Yankees tickets aren't cheap by any means.
But that section, because they knew like, hey, if I catch this fucking ball, I'm gonna be a millionaire. It ended up being some rich dude who runs a branch of a financial institution. He's already robbing people of money.
You know what that is? That's just life, baby. Rich getting richer, man.
Eat what is it? Big bank take little bank.
Yes.
You should go to the bank. No, I'm kidding. It's a total joke.
Oh.
No free ads. I don't know what that place is.
Well, that's where I got kicked out of multiple times. They like.
Well, you didn't need to be there in the first place.
It's a waste of space. We always used to.
Well, it used to be fun, but they tried to turn it into a club.
Well,
and now it is a club, really.
We used to talk about.
It was fun when it was 21 and up.
Yeah. Well, what we used to talk about was like, The bars and the clubs in this town are ruining themselves. Like, they take such a good space.
Well, they're all owned by the same person. Like,
Yes.
90% of them are.
Like, they take such a good space and they just ruin it with terrible music and overpriced drinks. Except for the one true.
Well, the drinks really aren't that bad.
Well,
like price wise, they're just
so
not good drink. Like I'm not gonna go there and get a fucking mixed drink.
Well, the true champion of it all, and I'm gonna drop their name because they don't exist anymore, was Blaze. You can
They
walk
do
in there with
exist.
10. No, they don't.
They do. The underground ones still exist.
Still?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure it
cave.
went out of business.
I'm pretty sure the cave.
I
Still
think it
exists.
went out of business like a couple months ago.
I'm pretty sure the cave still exists. I don't know.
Anyway, you can walk in there with $10 cash.
Yeah, and get 10 shots.
10 shots.
Yeah, that place is
Incredible.
pretty good. But you know what? The beers were still like $3 there.
No, not till midnight. $1.
Oh no, it was $1 beers.
$1
but it was like
domestics.
PBRs and fucking Natty Lights.
It doesn't
Listen,
matter.
I'll drink PBRs all night.
I'll drink PBRs. You know what? I paid $8 for a PBR in Breckenridge.
Yeah. What did you get a PBR? Didn't you get a PBR at the Steelers game? Someone got a PBR. I'm pretty sure I bought a Yingling.
You bought a Yingling, yes.
Because I think that the one booth we stopped at was like Yingling
they
only.
all had different beers.
Yeah.
In Heinz Field.
It's not Heinz Field anymore.
Yes, it is. Each
I know.
vendor had different beers.
You see Mike Evans?
Who?
Mike Evans is he's a wide receiver in Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay plays Steelers in Pittsburgh this weekend. There was a video of him saying that he's not going to call it Acrisure Stadium. He's like, I'll always remember it as Heinz Field.
Everyone's going
to fucking remember it as Heinz Field, dude. It's nothing else.
It's like MetLife Stadium. It was Giant Stadium, and then Mark Sanchez happened, and it was Jet Stadium.
Right. Well, I mean, there's not many. I just don't know why. Listen, I'm probably a bad fan for this, but there's no other name for that stadium, right?
What, Steelers?
Like the field. You know how they name the stadium and they name the field. I don't think there's another name for it.
I don't know.
Well, it's Heinz Field, actually. Sorry.
No, yeah, it's Heinz Field.
Yeah.
It's also Heinz Stadium.
Yeah. So now it's Acrisure Stadium, but what's the field? It's not still Heinz Field, is it?
I don't know.
I don't think that partnership ended.
I'm not a big stadium guy. People who
I
go
mean,
to
I don't
like
really pay attention to that, to be
visit
honest.
every MLB stadium, like
mean,
and cross it off their bucket list.
I mean, that would be cool if you had the
that'd be
money.
cool, but like spend your money somewhere else.
I don't know. Listen, I can't judge that because I wanted to do that for the NHL.
Well, but see, okay, I mean, I guess.
I mean, there's some places, dude. I want to go to a fucking Nashville game.
I want to
so
go to a
bad.
Smashville game so bad.
Weren't you there?
I was
No.
I was there in the summer.
Yeah,
I was there
yeah.
after the Cup.
No, I was down there when it was. Yeah, it was mid-season, but I just don't think there was a game. I don't think there was a game. You know that's the. This happens to me every time I go to places. It happened to me in Tampa. Happened to me in Nashville. Happened to me in Toronto. Every time I was there, they had away games. All of
That's
them. Away
tragic.
games. And
Would
I
you-
really
would you
wanted
have
to see a
gone?
Maple Leafs game. Fuck yeah. The Maple Leafs tickets were expensive, but I
Oh,
would have
sure.
paid it because that would have been fucking awesome.
Yeah, rip
I
the
have
Jays.
been to the Blue Jay Stadium though.
The indoor stadium?
Yeah.
Is it still the same stadium?
Yeah, it's the same one, and the roof opens and closes.
Okay.
I thought that was really cool because that was kind of new at the time when I saw that. I got a tour of it when I was like a little kid. I went on like a fucking school trip.
Dude,
But,
I've been everywhere in Canada except the cities. And when I say
I mean, I
everywhere,
explored.
not everywhere.
I explored Nova Scotia.
I've been to Nova Scotia, yeah.
Nova Scotia's cool.
I've been to Halifax if you count
But that's
that
where
as
I
a
was.
big city.
Yeah, I was there.
If you go to Halifax, you got to go to Nova Scotia.
Halifax. Well, I mean, that's like the only.
They're
thing in
the
Nova Scotia,
same,
to be honest.
basically.
Yeah, no, I was in Halifax. I got to watch an amateur hockey game in Halifax. Halifax Mooseheads, shout out. Their stadium is probably bigger than WVU Stadium.
For hockey?
Yep, and it's an amateur team.
Where do we play hockey here?
No. I mean, like, fucking Mountaineer Field.
Oh, Mountaineer Field.
yeah,
okay.
like it probably sat more people in that fucking arena
Well, it's
for
Canada
an
and
amateur
it's
hockey
hockey.
team
Yes.
than the only. I shouldn't say the only, but the biggest fucking football program in the state of West Virginia.
Well, I mean, Marshall beat Notre Dame.
They did. Well, Marshall's not really. Listen, everyone gives Marshall a bad rap.
No, it's not that
But you
everyone
just
gives
don't-
Marshall a bad rap. It's that everybody gives a Notre Dame too much credit.
Yeah, there's that. But it's when I mean that, I mean like you just don't think of West Virginia when you think of Marshall.
No.
Like even I've been hearing it since I was a little kid. Even I have to be like, Marshall. Oh, it is West Virginia. It's West Virginia.
Well, and because down
Because I never
there,
fucking
they're
watched
Redskins
it.
fans.
Really? I would expect them to be more like Carolina fans.
That's true, but I saw more Redskins fans than I saw.
Because I know a lot of people.
If it wasn't Steelers, it was Redskins.
Well, I know a lot of people that are in the in like the Charleston area that are Carolina fans.
Okay.
And then obviously everyone up around here, they're all Steelers fans.
Yeah.
Fucking. And listen, man, it was people always used to give me shit for being a Pittsburgh fan, everything,
Including myself.
and it's like people would just give me shit like, oh, you just like them because they're good or like stuff like that. I was like, dude, that's the only team I remember.
They lost to the Jets.
Yeah, okay. What is your record in the last 20 years?
You know what? I actually have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know it either for us, but I just know that
We're not 500.
We've been a pretty solid fucking team for since the 90s, really.
Well, yeah.
And I personally got to I mean the first like sports memory I ever had was us winning the fucking Super Bowl. I didn't even watch the regular season that year. I was too young.
Yeah.
To like be involved in it. But I remember the big event of us watching the Super Bowl with like everyone's fucking family on the block coming over, or like, you know, it's just like a big fucking like block party for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And it was Big Ben winning his fucking Super Bowl. And then a couple years later we went back and won
10 or was that
6?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I think. Was it 06?
Well, and here's the thing. Like where I'm from, there's so many teams.
Yeah, I know.
You could be a Bills fan. You could be a Jets
Which is kind
fan.
of a bold one because you would think it would go either fucking Jets or Giants.
Well, Max is closer to the city than I am, and he's a Bills fan.
Yeah, but he's also Canadian.
That's true.
Like legally Canadian.
Legally Canadian. Well, not anymore. But
well, I mean, he was fucking born in
Canada. But yeah, so he's a Bills fan.
And let's be honest,
Jared
if you're
Brown.
Canadian, if you're from Buffalo, you're Canadian. Let's be real. You're pretty much Canadian.
If you're from Buffalo, I mean, you're certainly not going to be a Sabres fan.
Well, I don't know. I mean, they're not a bad team, or at least they weren't.
You know, and funny enough,
they're up.
Funny enough, I do know Islanders fans. They exist. They're real.
I'm surprised because I thought that died out a while ago.
They are real people.
It's like Cubs fans. The only people that are still fans of them are probably like 100 years old.
That's true. I do know Cubs fans.
And that's another one of those bandwagon things. I don't know. I listen. Unfortunately, I've been a fucking Pirates fan my whole life. Don't really follow baseball anymore.
Me
Used
neither.
to when I was a kid.
Well, you see, I don't follow it either, but I grew up a Yankees fan. And everyone's like, oh, you're a Yankees fan. And I'm like, well, no, I'm from...
You got the luxury of being born
and I get
in
that
the
pick.
area.
I can be a Yankees fan. I can be a Mets fan.
Right, but you're not going to pick the fucking Mets.
My whole family did.
I never understood it. I never understood the appeal of the Mets.
Well, because we're Jets fans, so we might as well rhyme. The Jets and the Mets. The Yankees and the Jankies. That's what the Giants look like right now. Let's be honest.
And what's Brooklyn? What's Brooklyn basketball?
Brooklyn Nets.
Nets.
So they used to be
Mets and Jets.
Yeah, so I could have been a Mets,
Pick
Jets,
another
and Nets
fucking
fan.
et, man.
Well, so it was the New York Nets. I don't follow basketball at all, but when I did,
I was a Cleveland. I was a Cleveland fan. That was the closest team to us. A lot of people around me were all Cleveland fans.
Oh yeah, Pittsburgh doesn't have a basketball team.
There's no fucking market for basketball in Pittsburgh. Are you kidding?
I don't know.
I mean, there's no market.
They've
know
attempted. Pittsburgh existed until I moved to West Virginia.
I mean, you had to know sports.
I mean, I knew it existed, but
you just didn't know what it was. I mean, it's not a big city. Like,
I remember when I saw it on a
really
map, and I was like, I will never go that far into Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it's not a big city. It's a pretty small city, but
I hate Pennsylvania.
It is. I mean, I don't know, man.
Have you ever driven on 78?
Yeah. Well, after traveling the country in most parts, I've traveled just about every bit of the east side of the Mississippi. East of the Mississippi, I've traveled just about everywhere. It's all pretty much the fucking same. I mean, give one, take the other. It's just whether or not you're close to you're close to a city or you're not close to a city.
Yeah,
you get that in
pretty much.
Ohio, you get that in Pennsylvania, you get that in West Virginia, you get that in Virginia, you get that in everywhere. Where
And the beach too.
Yeah.
How close you do? Because a lot of people in this state go to Myrtle, from my understanding, when they go to the beach.
Ocean City is probably the biggest one. Myrtle's more.
I've never been to Virginia Beach. Like, y'all go there?
Did I say
that's
Virginia
pretty
Beach?
close. You said Ocean.
Ocean City, yeah, Ocean City, Maryland. It's the closest. I believe it's 5 hours from from here is probably like 4, but I believe that's probably the primary. Actually, to be honest, a lot of people go to Erie.
Okay.
There's good beaches up there.
There's good beaches, but they're not ocean beaches.
It's pretty much a fucking ocean. Let's be honest.
It's a lake.
Yeah, but
I understand that it's pretty much an ocean.
I mean, it feels like you're at the fucking ocean. If you're on a beach in Lake
And
Erie,
you can't see the other end.
right?
Like,
You feel like you're in a fucking.
well, I mean, I've been in Chicago.
Do you remember the guy that floated on like a fucking tube, and he drifted so far out that the Canadian Mounties fucking picked him up?
Were they riding meese?
No, it was in the water actually.
Oh, I didn't know they had a Coast Guard. Well, a lake guard.
Well, it would still be Coast Guard. There's right.
I guess it is still a coast, yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure even in the United States, I'm pretty sure lakes.
Well,
have
we
Coast
have
Guard.
a freshwater navy and a freshwater coast guard.
Yeah, but it doesn't come out of the Coast Guard. I don't know.
Maybe.
To be honest, Coast Guard is the one thing I know nothing about.
They train in Jersey. That's where they're
Is there
based.
an academy? There's
Yes.
got to be an academy.
It's in New
There's
Jersey.
there's an academy for merchant marines. There's got to be an academy for Coast Guard.
Yeah, it's in New Jersey.
They have football.
Like a school?
Do they have football?
It's not like a college academy. It's like an officer academy. It's not like I don't.
Yeah,
think,
but that's what fucking. But all the other academies are officer academies.
well, I don't think it's like a school. I think
It's
it's just
like-
like
it's like-
glorified OCS.
Okay, so it's like
I could be
going
totally
to like
wrong.
the police academy.
Yes,
Okay,
yes, from my understanding.
that's kind of stupid.
Yeah, I mean it's like Fort Dix, New Jersey. It's like in New Jersey. If anyone's ever been, like you are never far away from anything. But Fort Dix, New Jersey, found the middle of nowhere.
Wait, is that That's not where Captain America shit, is it?
Fort Dix,
Yeah.
like from the movie.
Yeah.
I
one
haven't
he
seen
trained at?
I haven't seen the first Avenger in a while.
Well, he trained at some fucking off the wall place in New Jersey.
Then it was probably Fort Dix or Picatinny, which is by me.
I don't know if that's it. That doesn't really ring a bell.
Picatinny's an arsenal though. It's not like so.
I feel like everything's an arsenal now.
Well, so when you think like National Guard base, you think like armory. Like this is an arsenal. Like it's for manufacturing, production, and research.
oh, okay.
So Captain America could have been.
But this is when he was a little bitch.
Well, so then he wasn't a little bitch. Well, okay. So here's the thing you gotta understand about the military in World War II. Like,
No, I mean this man was.
no,
like,
I understand. Steve Rogers, not Captain America. Like
Yeah.
Steve Rogers, Steven Rogers, if you will.
Is his name Steven?
Well, it's Steve, so I'm assuming it's
Well, you can be
Steven.
fucking Steve without being a
You
Steven.
shouldn't be.
Yeah, but you can.
Well, I mean, I am John.
It's like you can be a dick without being
Richard.
named Richard. Got him.
that. Okay.
Got him.
Okay. I'll give you that one. That was good. But like they just popped. Like you know how many people joined the military? Like you couldn't just send them all to the same place. Like they were just like
Right, they had to spread them out.
It was
wasn't
almost like
like
a
hey, you're going to
localized-
Fort Benning, Georgia.
it was almost like localized regiments.
right.
Because they had the whole thing where like you can enlist with your friends.
I
Like,
mean, they still do that, quote unquote.
no, but like you would get like you would all go to the same place.
right.
Kinda
Well,
like,
it was like your whole town.
kind of like the Lancashire regiment.
Right.
Or
right.
the like
Well,
the way
your
the
whole-
Brits did it.
Your whole town, essentially, that got drafted would go be in a
Like in
go
a
train
company together. Yeah.
Yeah, for the most part, at least.
For the most part, I'm sure like if you decided to go airborne, you would go off.
Did
your
you have a
own.
choice back then, or did you get drafted in the airborne?
No, so the way the airborne worked, they
I
would
didn't
be
actually
like
know this. I'm fucking my unit.
so if you watch Band of Brothers, they actually touch on it a little bit. Phenomenal series if you haven't watched it.
It's probably the best series that ever.
I know a lot of people who argue for the Pacific.
Dude, I hate the Pacific. I don't hate it, but I don't think it's nearly.
I don't think it's Band of Brothers by any means.
No, it's not as it's not as.
If you're a man and you haven't watched Band of Brothers or the Pacific, you need to
the
rethink
the Pacific
your decisions.
was not as emotionally drawing.
It was just
as-
it was a
It was like
it was a docu-film.
right. It wasn't like a story.
Yes, it was just the theater.
Yeah.
So in
yeah.
Band of Brothers, they touch on it. You know, actually, pause. The first sergeant in Easy Company. You know who I'm talking about?
what was his name? Do you know?
I forget his name, but he was like the first sergeant.
Was he the one that got field commissioned?
Yes.
That guy?
Yes.
Yeah, he's from West Virginia.
Huntington, West Virginia.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Didn't he just die?
I don't know. I think I mean,
I think he did.
the only one who I was tracking died recently. Actually, very
it was
shortly after I met him was Wild Bill. I met Wild Bill. You know what he did? He handed me a hand grenade.
That's pretty cool.
Like,
That's pretty cool.
It was inert. I didn't know it at the time because he handed it me, top up.
Wait, is it you that has the fucking the mortar shell?
No, that's Morrison, I think.
That's fucking
I've got
funny.
a 25 millimeter.
We have no idea if it actually works or not.
I've got a 25 millimeter. It's just the casing.
Right, but he has a
He has a whole mortar
thing.
around.
I mean, I'm sure if we took a fucking hammer to the back of it,
We can most certainly find out.
it's still got to work, right?
We'll get bubbles on the horn.
Oh my god,
That fucking guy.
I don't know how he's alive.
Well, he was shot he wasn't shot in the face.
blown up.
He was blown up.
He's fucking blown up. What, twice?
Well, I don't know about twice, but he has a Purple Heart. He took shrapnel.
And that man's just like,
He looks like Nigel Thornberry.
he looks like he's been blown up.
Well, he has.
Right, but like if you put
Or like
if
it's
you
like
put him in
kind
a
of like
lineup,
back to the punch in the face.
right, but if
argument.
you put him in a lineup and you were like, hey,
got blown
one
up?
of these guys got blown up, I'd probably be like, yeah, it's 100% that guy.
Yeah.
Definitely.
No,
No
but so-
doubt in my mind.
To get back, so the way it worked, to shorten it, would be like, hey, do you like? So Airborne was like, I mean, the Ranger Regiment still existed, but like the Airborne was like this new thing.
Right, it was brand new.
It was
a new
basically,
thing.
for like lack of a better term, like, do you want to be a super soldier? Like,
I guess they probably did market it like that. Huh?
You're better equipped, you're better trained, and you jump out of airplanes, and you get paid more. So everyone was like, oh, paid more. Cool. So they did it.
Right. Did you see the video? I think it was like the Russians in like the 20s or 30s that were on top of the plane,
Yes.
sliding off of it.
Yes.
That'd be kind of fun.
That's like mass exodus to like the nth degree.
That'd be kind of fun.
Because I know there's a lot of problems with mass exodus.
You ever jump out of a plane?
I have not. I was robbed of airborne school.
Well, I mean,
18.
just in general. I mean, you can go.
No,
It's
I've
a
never
fucking feeling.
skydived.
It's pretty fun.
Well,
It's pretty
so
fun.
I know people who have their airborne wings and also have skydived, and they're very different experiences.
Oh, 100%. I mean, you can control one. You can't
I
the
mean,
other.
you can control. Okay, so
You can't
you can slip, but you're not slipping very. And by slip, I mean pull up on the risers and go left or right, but you're not going very far.
What? On
A static line, you can still slip left or right.
no.
You know what the risers are?
Yeah, but
So
I'm not entirely sure it has that much functionality behind it.
It's like, do I want to land here or do I want to land 6 feet that way?
I guess, but I don't even know
And
if you
can-
I don't even know if it's
so
gonna do that.
You know how the whole like you can take someone's air. How it generates lift.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you go over or under somebody, you could take their air.
yeah.
You can slip away from that. Actually, there's instances where people land on top of other people's chutes while they're still falling. And you know what they tell you to do?
What?
Run, because when that parachute
like
opens
run.
up, it's like pavement.
Right, yeah.
You run off their chute.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna find out. I'm going. So
Yeah, I know. I mean, shit, you'll find out. I actually had a buddy who went to airborne school, and then like 4 years later went to ranger school, and he hadn't jumped since. He jumped just enough to like keep his wings, but
right, which I think is
it's common.
I want to say it's like 4 times a year.
2 or 4, something like that, or 5 maybe.
One of my buddies' units actively jumps, and I'm pretty sure they do it once a quarter.
but
I
they
could
do
be
it
wrong.
quarterly. I do know that. But it was funny. He told me they gave like the crash course on like how to jump out of a plane.
Like, hey,
But he was so tired that he retained
step
none of it.
1, walk forward.
And he didn't
Step
realize
2,
it.
jump. What's the
Well-
thing from Drake and Josh? The squat. What is it? Squat, lean. No.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, where it spells out splat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, squat. Yeah.
It's like squat something.
Really big shrimp.
Oh my god, dude! I made a fucking reference to that the other day.
I
actually.
made a reference to that like a couple months ago. I remember, and it like resonated with me.
Right. Well, my brother posted something on social media, and it was he started a new job, and he was at like an orientation thing, and they had these massive cookies, and I just slid up on it, and I was like, "That's some really big shrimp."
No, but
Right.
to finish this up, he was like, "Yeah, I didn't realize I didn't retain anything about that lesson until I was in the plane, and they stood us up to jump out." And he's like, "I panicked," and he was like, "Fuck, I don't remember how to jump out of a plane." And then he like turned to the guy next to him, and he goes, "How do you do this again?" And he's like, "Now is not the time." And he figured it out. He said, you just fell.
You
hit the
fuck
ground.
around.
Yeah,
You find out actually.
gory.
Surprisingly.
What a hell of a
The
way
more,
to do it.
the more
The
you
more
fuck
you
ar-
fuck around.
the more you find out.
This is
true.
What's your favorite, like, random...
I mean,
What's your favorite, like graph?
graph.
Yes.
The fuck are we talking
Like,
about?
you know,
here?
the fuck around and the find out.
No.
Like,
I know.
And the dude drew the picture. Like,
Okay, my favorite thing is you ever see the correlation causation things?
Yes.
Those are fucking hilarious.
yes.
It was like the per capita fucking consumption of margarine
Yes.
and like car sales or something like
Yes.
that. It's like something fucking completely off the wall, and it's like, oh my god, it's like it's the same thing. No, those are funny.
Dude, the crazy hot scale.
What's that?
It's the exact same as the fuck around and find out. It's a linear graph. I do know that much.
Does that mean the like a line? Well, I assume it's a line, but
It's the so the more hot a girl is, the more she's allowed to be crazy.
is that how it works?
Yes, according to Barney Stinson.
Well, I've been
at least.
fucking up this whole time.
So yeah, like so if you're like a little hot,
So do I have to? Does that mean my tolerance changes?
I guess because it's a linear scale, or a linear graph. So the hotter you are, you can be. If you're 10 hot, you can be 10 crazy, and if you're 1 hot, you can be hot 1 crazy. But the moment, obviously,
Oh, breaking news! Bang just filed for bankruptcy.
really,
Yep.
what do you think caused it?
Probably all the other fucking energy drinks.
I drank a Celsius the other day. No free ads, but
It's probably good.
I had a great workout.
Right.
I
so,
felt like the whitest
so Bang,
bitch in there.
So what we have realized is at first we were like that was all we had.
Well, it was. I consider Bang to be like Juul. It was like the first thing.
I don't agree with that. I consider Bang to be, like hookah pen.
Well, so the way
You know what
I
I'm
the
talking
way I
about?
see
You know
it,
what I mean? You know what I
because
mean?
Red
But let me
Bull,
explain.
Red Bull is cigarettes.
Right. But let me explain just for a second. I say that because it was not that good to begin with,
Yes.
but it was all we had.
It was all we had.
And then we got all these other ones that didn't make you feel like shit.
Yes,
And
that's
then
true.
We were like, fuck. And then that's all those other ones are like the Juuls and the fucking hides and the disposables. And now it's like, well, no one's gonna buy a fucking hookah pen now.
Well, so
No one buys Bang.
when-
What is most stocked when you go to the gas station? Probably Bang.
probably Bang. Well, because it's only stock because no one's buying it.
Right, that's what I mean. No one wants it anymore because it was good. It was good because it was all we had.
I will jerk a Bang if I have to. That is where I'm at now.
Right.
When
but
I walk
it's not
into, like,
but
the
it's
grocery
not
store.
good. It makes you feel like shit. It wasn't never really designed like
It was
Yeah.
designed as strictly a pre-workout.
but it wasn't even as good as a pre-workout.
No.
The C4 cans, the Rain cans, the fucking all that shit gives me a better workout than Bang ever did.
Like, so here's my thing.
Fuck Bang. I hate Bang.
Here's my thing.
Good thing they filed
the
bankruptcy.
first
Close them all
time I
down.
drank a Bang,
Let's buy them.
the first time I drank a Bang, I felt like I was drinking a Four Loko.
Mm.
It would not effect wise.
But probably
Not effect-wise.
quality, maybe.
It was somebody had bought it for me, and
Naturally.
I was like, I've never had one of these before.
I don't know who willingly goes and buys them.
Similarly to the way that I drank a Four Loko for the first time. I was like, I've never had one of these before. What is it? And he was like, it's an energy drink. And I'm like Red Bull? And they're like, it's like Red Bull on crack. And I was like, remembering the first time I drank. I remember my mom was like,
Red Bull never affects me, so.
well, I do love me some Red Bull, but like my mom was
I
the
drink
type
the
of
taste.
person who was like, you're not allowed to go on YouTube. And this was back in the day of YouTube where you could like watch someone get beheaded. But like she was like, you can't go on
The
YouTube.
good old days.
And she was like, you can't drink Red Bull. And then like somebody gave me a Red Bull and I was like 12. And to be fair, I was off my shit.
I fucking bet you were fucking.
But it was like, I mean, I remember working at like a movie theater and like a 12-year-old would come up to me and he would be like, can I get a Red Bull? I was like, oh, buddy, are you sure that's okay with your parents?
Well, there's no age requirement on it.
Well, I mean, Bangs are 18. They're technically, I mean, it says 18 on the can, but they're not going to card you.
Right. But energy drinks, right? I remember when I was like a little
I
fucking
mean, you
kid,
still
my
gotta
brothers
get,
and I used to buy
you still
them all
got to
the
get in. I don't know about West Virginia, but in Jersey, you get carded to buy spray paint.
Yeah, in New York, you get carded buying whipped cream.
I remember.
That's a new thing, by the way.
Did
There's
ever?
news coming out about
So
that.
you know, like I don't know what the hell, like what your schooling was like, but it kind of goes along the same point as like the Red Bull, like getting nervous to buy your first Red Bull. But like, do you ever sit in health class and then they start talking about like sex, drugs, alcohol, and you're like 12,
Yeah.
and like sex, drugs, alcohol, and you immediately start feeling bad, like you've done all
It's
of
because
these
you're
things.
a fucking sinner.
But I was the straightest edged
You're
kid.
a sinner.
I was the
Premarital sex is bad.
Here's the thing. I
You're
was
going to hell. That's the devil.
As a child, I was a straight edge until I wasn't.
That's the devil, though. It's like when you walk into church and you're like, "Wow, it's hot in here." Like, no, it's not. You're just a fucking sinner.
Oh, I had a conversation with a priest a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah. Did he? How'd that end?
Well, so I'm not like very religious.
Did it end?
I'm
Okay,
religious.
That was probably good. That joke was probably gonna be in poor taste. I'm not gonna say.
I
it.
know. I knew where you were going, but so I mean, like I remember my mom was.
I was gonna make a joke about a certain football player, but that's still fresh in
like, 'cause
minds.
I was raised Catholic, but like I remember my mom was like, "We should go to church," and then we went to church. My mom's like, "We should never go to church again." But I had a conversation with a priest, and he was like, "Hey, you know, my child, I've noticed that you refused communion." And I was like, I was at a funeral.
So it was a Catholic
It was
church.
Catholic church.
Oh,
It was a
okay.
funeral.
Well,
I mean, because
issue.
I was raised Catholic. I'm Italian, but
It's a fucking Italian. Yeah.
it was either that or Jewish.
It's fucking race cars and pasta, right?
Viva Ferrari. But he was like, I noticed you didn't accept communion, and I was like, he's like, you can come to confession and we can talk about this. And I was like, with all due respect, Father, like we ain't got the time for me to come to confession. And the look he gave me, and I did not change posture. I looked him dead in the face, and I was like, we do not have the time, Father.
You know what? That's like that.
Great one-liner,
That
though.
is what we in the biz call a meet the Jesus speech.
Yeah, and
It literally is a meet the Jesus.
he wanted me to meet Jesus, and I said,
Oh, he fucking met him in that instance.
yeah.
He was probably like, "Oh fuck."
I'm surprised I didn't get a exorcism right there.
Another good movie.
The Exorcist?
Oh, I fucking love The Exorcist.
Well, you ever watch Velocipaster?
No, I haven't actually.
Really?
No.
It's up there with like Teeth and Wheel. You ever watch Wheel?
No, I haven't watched those.
You ever
I'm
watch-
not really big on those.
You
kind
ever
of
watch
movies, to be
Hobo
honest.
with a Shotgun?
No, I was listen when it comes
That's what
to
it's about.
when it comes to any type of like horror movie.
It's about a hobo with a shotgun.
Fucking go figure, right? Right. I'm a classic guy. When I say that, I mean like, yeah, they're probably not
Shining?
great movies. I love The Shining. Shining's
Brains?
good. I like
Night of the Living Dead.
the Halloween movies are my fucking favorite.
Hate.
Bro, it's just classic slasher.
You gonna
Kill 'em,
go
kill 'em,
see
kill
the
'em.
new one?
Fuck yeah, it came out today.
It did?
Yeah.
Because I watched the one that came out last year and I hated it.
Oh, dude, I fucking loved it. So many people died. It was
Yeah,
awesome.
I mean, a lot of people died.
It was fucking lit, bro. And what's the actress's name?
Her, I don't know.
You know what I'm
the
talking
crazy.
about.
She was in Freaky Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jamie
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, she's awesome. I love her.
She annoys me.
Oh, I
Jamie
fucking
Lee
love it,
Curtis,
bro.
if you're listening, you annoy the ever living piss out of me.
Listen, we should invite her somewhere.
Invite her on the pod.
Yeah, we should just be like, hey, we're really fucking big. We're big shots.
Big shots.
I'll
mean,
take it. Listen, man, I don't care.
By episode 10, if we don't have Jamie Lee Curtis on the podcast, I'll give you $50.
Deal. Fucking deal.
I'm not shaking on that.
You don't have to, bro. It's fucking recorded.
Oh, yeah, true. No live studio audience.
Right.
The clapping.
No,
and
they're here.
Oh,
they're
no,
here.
okay, they're here. You know what's actually funny?
Thank you.
All those people are probably dead.
What, in that?
The recordings? Like, you watch, like, those
How'd
old...
you have to take it there?
Because, like, those old sitcoms, like, you're probably listening to dead people. But, no, what's your like, tolerance level with, like, a really shitty movie? Because I'll watch anything once. But you said, like, you don't watch The Hobo with a Shotgun, The Velocipaster. But, like... Is there a point where a movie's like too whimsical? Pretty much anything that
mean?
Adam Sandler, pretty much anything Adam Sandler puts out is like what I'm getting
I
at.
don't know, dude. I love The Longest Yard. It's like one of my favorite.
Well, I
fucking
love
Adam
Murder
Sandler.
Mystery, but you know what was better? Knives Out.
Knives Out is a good movie.
Like
I was asking. Maybe
like-
that's a topic for another day.
Yeah, but
I think we need to start wrapping it up here.
I think we just are. Yeah, let's wrap it up here.
yeah.
So are you gonna announce the name officially? So we're a little bit tentative on a name right now.
Yeah, we're trying to whittle it down. We're trying to noodle it out. You know
I was
what
gonna
mean?
say Forge It.
That's probably better. Again, I'm not the greatest when it comes to.
Every name I pick has already been taken. Great minds think alike.
Do they though? I don't know.
Well, the Manhattan Project happened,
Yeah, it could have not happened.
but it did.
Imagine if it didn't. Anyways, that's probably another hole we can't get into right now.
Hentai probably wouldn't exist.
So I think we're settling down on, for now, the Alpha Club.
But not in the reason you'd think, right?
No. It's
Because if you've picked up anything in the last 40 minutes, we are most certainly not.
Nah. Don't even listen to that. We are the peak of everything. We're the number one in every category imaginable, and anyone else can suck my left nut.
Including life coaching. That's
Yes,
where we're
we're-
actually the biggest.
Yeah, we are. We're here. You can purchase my services. Not sex. Don't do sex work.
You
Sorry.
don't do sex?
Um,
Not a big sex guy.
nah, man. It's you know what's is it soaking?
Oh, yeah, the Mormon thing.
Is it soaking or
Soaking. I actually learned
do you
another.
want to?
Do I want to?
No.
We need a
no,
third
no.
person for that.
No.
Actually, I
you need.
looked it
I was
up.
gonna ask if you wanted to be the person that moves the bed for me.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Dude, you, like, there's not a lot of room.
Listen,
under there.
listen. I've never had sex before.
Well, I also learned of another.
I don't believe in premarital sex unless I'm going to heaven.
I'm obsessed with
Not
those
like a sinner.
BYU TikToks where they ask people at BYU, like,
It's fucking funny. Yeah,
would
it
you
is
rather
funny.
kiss a girl or murder your firstborn? And it's like, well,
Wow.
is it premarital kissing? Would you
Wait,
rather drink
you're
drink a Red Bull or skin your fucking grandmother?
You really got me in a bind
It's
there.
like, ooh,
Start sweating. He's
sorry,
like, I don't want to do.
sweating profusely in the heat of the Utah sun.
It's like, oh frick, I don't know what to do with
Or,
this.
but Nick something. It's like
don't know.
non-committal making out.
Yeah,
Nico. It's like that's a thing.
I don't know, dude. It's funny, but anyways, this is for now at least the Alpha Club,
Well, yeah. So this is the Alpha Club. I'm Timo.
and
Steve,
still, yeah. I mean,
Steve, like
call me
Minecraft
Steve,
guy.
maybe. I don't know if I really like Steve.
What's your name?
It is. Well, it's not really my name.
How do you get dick
All
from
right.
Richard?
Timo is Steve. This
Timo and
is it.
Steve signing out.